Right Honorable Speaker, in 1985, there was chaos in our country. My parents were dating. And in January of 1986, the NRA took power, and there was tranquility at the time. My parents eventually gave birth to me in 1986 December, that very year. Right Honorable Speaker, my parents had a debate about the name to give me. And they wanted to name me Yoweri, in memory of the man who led the war to bring tranquility to our country. But as they had further debate about it, they decided to give me the English version of the name Yoweri. And that's how I get to be called Joel. Honorable Speaker, when I look back at the 39 years of the man after whom I was named, I am disturbed. I am disgruntled. And I think that the hero after whom I was named became a shadow of his former past. I have a little book, among other books in my house, called the 10-Point Program. It's a little book. I want to encourage especially members of the NRM to read that book, because I'm sure many of you have not read it. You just hear about it. Please get a copy of that book, the 10-Point Program. It's a very small book. You can read it in even 30 minutes if you're a fast reader. The 10-Point Program. An amazing book. Honorable Speaker, point number 7 of the 10 points is elimination of corruption and misuse of power. If I'm to use just that yardstick, if I had more time, I would go over all the 10, but I'll just dwell on that number 7. Elimination of corruption and misuse of power. Honorable Speaker, we lose over 10 trillion shillings to corruption every year under the NRM government that promised to eliminate corruption. I hope that you score yourselves and see how you are doing today. And by the way, the report of 10 trillion shillings, that's your government report. If it was my assessment, you would say, Lope, you're just making these things up. I hope that you assess yourselves. Misuse of power, Right Honorable Speaker. There was a time, I was in the media, and some research was done among the citizenry. And each time that research was done, they were asking, are you more confident of police or UPDF? Each time that research was done, the citizens would say they were more confident about the UPDF. They prided themselves more in the UPDF. That's the army that brought this regime into power. I don't know if that research was done today, a similar response would come from the citizenry. Honorable Speaker, there are some officers of the UPDF, both senior and junior, who respect the rule of law and whom we salute and acknowledge. But, Right Honorable Speaker, there are some senior and junior UPDF officers who totally disregard the law. We see some of them threatening to behead leaders in this country, to hang others in this country. They call some of their colleagues buffoons. They are fellow senior officers in uniform. I hope that you can score yourselves on the misuse of power that is held by some of these senior officers. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, court-martial, which was introduced by this regime to discipline serving military officers, has become another example of misuse of power. Civilians are arraigned before this court, persecuted in a manner so wanton, they'll be denied bail for 4 years and more. Leaders in this country, respectable leaders like Dr. Kanokiza Besigye, who fought to bring this regime to power, is now being persecuted under the court-martial. I hope that this regime can make a good assessment of yourselves 39 years down the road. And hopefully you can be ashamed of certain things, the same way you are celebrating some things. And it's okay to celebrate certain things. But I hope you can say, this is shameful, we need to do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kabanda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And also, I want to thank the Minister for his statement. Firstly, Right Honorable Speaker, the leader of the opposition has said that he's disgruntled, but for me, as a member of the National Resistance Movement and our colleagues this side, we are contented with the National Resistance Movement government. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank His Excellency the President, the Minister for the Presidency, and the Cabinet for allowing to host these celebrations from Mubende. Thank you so much. You all remember that the Liberation War started from my constituency. That is Kabamba, where we have Kabamba 1 and Kabamba 2. And Mubende district, having made such huge contribution, we had never hosted any celebrations. And we want to thank His Excellency the President for accepting to host these celebrations from our district. We are so grateful. Right Honorable Speaker, Mubende district has been and will continue supporting the NRM government because of the many achievements that we have received from this government. And we are very grateful for the contribution that the government has given to the people of Mubende. Right Honorable Speaker, for those who don't know, Mubende district is one of those districts that has benefited a lot in this government. I must inform the leader of the opposition that Mubende hosts the regional referral hospital for Greater Mubende. And it's a contribution to the people of Mubende. The government should have chosen to take it to another district. Right Honorable Speaker, the government of Uganda.
Conclude, Honorable. Conclude as the area MP.
Thank you.
I gave you extra.
Recently signed a contract with Technovia company to tarmac a road from Rusalira, Kasambia, Nkonge, up to Sembabule, where Kabamba is. And we are very grateful for that as the people of Mubende. As we talk now, Right Honorable Speaker, I know most of you will be coming to Mubende. You will see the road from Mitiana up to Kasambia is under reconstruction by Enago Company Limited. The road from Mubende to Kakumiro up to Hoima is tarmacked by the NRM government. You can cross from Guru, you go to Masindi, go to Hoima, come up to Mubende without passing through Kampala. Now the government is going to work on a road that I have just mentioned. So you'll be able to connect from all parts of the country through Mubende without going through driving on a Maram road. That's a contribution for the National Resistance Movement. Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to join the Minister and the government in inviting you to Mubende on Sunday on the 26th. Come and sleep there so that our hotels can get visitors. Come and eat our food.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Kabanda.
Thank you, Right Honorable.
We shall be joining you in Mubende for the celebration. Honorable Nancy Achora. No, I will pick you.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. I want to thank the Minister for presenting the achievement of the NRM government in the 39 years of its achievement. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, as NRM government has made progress securing the future of this nation, we want to attest that there are so many things that has happened for the citizen of this country. Moving forward, as we dream to achieve also the 40th anniversary, I want to implore us, especially the President of the Republic of Uganda, to look into consideration, apart from the PDM programs that has successfully been embraced by the citizen in this country, there is a lot more that we also have to do, especially supporting and establishing the VSLAs, which is everywhere in all the 146 districts in the country. When you look at my colleagues, the women MPs and the direct elected member of parliament, there are so many village groups that we are empowering in the villages. So we need, as NRM government, to embrace and add on what colleagues and those people who have already started doing things on their own. But otherwise, citizens out there, they know what the government has done through the good leadership and the stewardship of the NRM government. When we talk about issues of corruption, it starts with you, whether you're in opposition and you're also on the NRM government. And if you're at opposition side, what have you done to fight the corruption scandal in this country? It is all our roles to fight corruption and do what we preach, and not only what we say, but not what we preach. I beg to submit, Right Honorable Speaker, and wish a very happy 39th anniversary. And I also want to implore my sisters and brothers who are on the noob side. The NRM government has done so many things. Even when you wake up to shout and abuse, the government has given you freedom of speech. You have the freedom of speech. You are able to demonstrate wherever you want to demonstrate. The government has given you all the power, because power belongs to the people of this country. So it is a high time that you also join the ruling government and we move together.
Thank you, Honorable Saro Pendi. Honorable colleagues, here we are expressing opinions. So an opinion can be, no, that's a side for independence. That's a line for independence. So she's seated in the right place.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Minister for his statement and acknowledge that we have made steady progress in this country, and even we as women, unlike before the 1995 Constitution, we had very few women in the political spaces and in the boardrooms. We want to commend the NRM government for enacting a new constitution and ensuring inclusion. Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Minister in his submission did talk about the infrastructure development. we must acknowledge that indeed the government, the NRM government, has actually made progress in increasing the kilometers of paved roads in this country. Currently, we speak of over 6,000 kilometers. We would have loved to have more, but because of constrained resources, we are unable. Steady progress, we shall ensure that we have more paved roads. However, Right Honourable Speaker, with these paved roads, we need to transit away from road transport into railway transport. And I want to thank His Excellency the President that on 21st of November, he commissioned the construction of the standard gauge railway in Tororo district. That is something, Right Honourable Speaker, that we are all waiting for. The construction is supposed to start in Tororo by a Turkish company, the Yapi Mackenzie. However, Right Honourable Speaker, Right Honourable Speaker, when the President came to commission this project, you need to ensure that there is a clear right of way and that we don't have hurdles that will stop the construction of this long-awaited standard gauge railway. Something that will help us move away from, relying on road transport, but also having railway transport, especially transporting our goods. There are so many road accidents today, Right Honourable Speaker, on our roads, partially because of so many vehicles, the trucks, everybody is on the road. However, Right Honourable Speaker, in order for us to move with this project, we have something, allow me raise this, Right Honourable Speaker. We have a school called Murkatipe View Primary School in Tororo. That is around the community where this standard gauge railway is supposed to start the construction of the.
Well, please conclude with that.
So, Right Honourable Speaker, government released money to relocate this school. Money was paid to the UPDF Engineering Brigade. Money was paid to Tororo Municipal Council. It is 1 year down the road, Right Honourable Speaker, and the technical people have been moving in circles regarding procurement of the land. When the President came, they stopped us from raising this. The Minister of Works, Attorney General, all said they were going to handle this matter. We had hoped. The PPDA has already given guidance to Tororo Municipal Council to proceed and procure land within the community. They advertised for anybody who has land. And we had people outside the community area applying or applying to actually, provide land. We need land in this very community. Land has been identified and given by the community. The Tororo Municipal Council is still dragging its feet. The schools are to open, Right Honourable Speaker, on the 3rd, 4th of February. By now, would have had classrooms constructed. This is a primary school. They are being told to move to another location. Right Honourable Speaker, imagine children of P1 walking long distances to another school. I want to real appeal to the Minister for Presidency, the Attorney General, the Minister for Economic Monitoring was in my district in March, and she found this challenge. To date, the problem has not been resolved. The Minister for Local Government, can you deal with your town clerk, who they are being motivated? It seems they to get some enjoy which they have fed.
So, sorry, Honourable Sarah, the point has been noted. I hope they take note of it and they respond. Honourable Nabu Kenya Brenda, colleagues, I've already picked people to speak, so kindly.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I have heard the statement, and I really want to speak on behalf of my people of Luelo and maybe the greater Luel districts. First of all, I don't think it's very necessary even to have the celebrations. We can take stock in your cabinet meetings and also make a statement here. The funds you're using to celebrate can be used to do one big project that can really That is one way of accounting to the people, instead of spending funds in celebrations. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to inform this August House that we have several places where the skulls of our people are deposited. They are in dilapidated structures without covers. If you go to Sambwe in my district, Ndeje Town Council, if you go to Wabusana, that is Chichusa Sub-County, if you go to Butuntumula, you can even cry tears. The NRM government has stayed in power 39 years, but the occupation in the Luwel district is 44 years. But nothing has been done to better where the skulls of our people are. But now you're going to Mubende to celebrate 44 years. For what? Right, Honorable Speaker, we need to speak about this because we need to better what is happening. Right, Honorable Speaker, most people are not compensated. In the 9th Parliament, I was a member, I raised this matter. I was told by the then Prime Minister that a sitting government does not pay for rebel activities. But the government and the rebels are the same people. Even in this same Parliament, in the Prime Minister's time, I raised this matter because our people are poor, right, Honorable Speaker. I was given the same answer. So I am wondering why the NRM government is going to celebrate.
Let's listen to our colleague. Let's listen to our colleague.
Why are you going to slaughter cows, cook rice, when people are demanding for 5 cows, 20 cows, 30 goats? That money can be used to compensate our people. It is very unfortunate that you think it is all well. It is not well, Mr. Speaker. We demanded for food processing industry because our people supported the rebel groups thinking that we will have a better country. We will see peaceful change of power from one person to another.
Conclude, Honorable. Conclude.
Our people died in vain. I must tell you that. We wanted democracy. We wanted to see the rule of law. We wanted to empower our people economically. But you can see all the border drivers. When you take stock, you will realize that they come from Bulemezi. They come from, because there's a generation that died. There's a generation that didn't go to school. Instead of taking stock and empowering our people, you're going to go sit in tents, dance, when our people are in a border economy. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is not fair to the people who lost their people and all those who are involved in the war. You need to take stock, account to us, and also make sure you better the economics of our areas. Imagine demanding for food processing industry. 40 years down at it. Right, Honorable Speaker, we haven't. Even the roads. And now you're telling us to come and join you. We can never join you because our people died in vain.
Thank you. Thank you. Specifically, issues of Honorable Brenda, the Minister for Luwero is here. I will, no, later, Honorable Minister, at the end. I will request you to respond to those issues. Honorable Byakatonda, Honorable Kangwaje, Honorable Feta.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. I want to commend the Minister for the statement. Right Honorable Speaker, echoing the word of one scholar, Washington Nick, he said success has got so many good fathers, whereas failure is an orphan. Right Honorable Speaker, the achievements brought in by the grandsons of Uganda has showed a lot of results. However, I would like to urge that we could actually look at profiling.
Please, let's have serious.
We could look at consider profiling the successes.
Honorable Byakatonda, wait. Just colleagues, let's listen to one another. Let's have sanity.
My appeal, Right Honorable Speaker, is that we could profile the successes and the pending issues. For example, Right Honorable Speaker, recently they have come up with a program where they can have pre-activities where they are normally building amenities like health centers. That has spoken a lot of volumes and actually members in the community appreciate that. Recently, I was in Kalangala. I found new PDF building a maternity facility. In Chibuku, they had the maternity, one facility called the Kadama, Kirika, and a number of districts. Budaka, and many other places. So I would urge that we could be having maybe a 2 weeks activity, for example, tree planting, so that the masses can understand the importance of the revolutionaries and what has been achieved. Then, Right Honorable Speaker, for example, when we talk of pledges, recently government compensated the war claimants under the cooperatives. And this was quite a substantial amount of money. So, Honorable Minister, I think the government should actually, the party should profile, the government should profile the success and the pending issues, so that at least we can be able to conclude on this. Right Honorable Speaker, like all of you to put it, we are asking for more. Others, I would like to congratulate the President and the team, all of us, for attaining this day. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Kangwaje. Then Honorable Feta. We conclude with Honorable Feta.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me also to add my voice to commend the Minister for his elaborate statement. Right Honorable Speaker, Martin Luther King had this to say, that the right is right even though the majority says it's wrong. As long as it's right, you can easily touch, feel, or taste because it is right. I want to base on this statement, Right Honorable Speaker. I have seen my brother, Honorable Ssenyonyi, a leader of opposition. Indeed, he has appreciated that if it wasn't national resistance movement, indeed he will not be in existence as of today. Because it is only and only this government that immunized him, that has given him is a very good conducive environment for him to go to school. It is only and only this government that has given him security so that he can go to school and be. I need to be protected.
Just point of order.
Right Honorable Speaker, I thought that as I was speaking, Honorable Kangwaje, among others, were very attentive. I discovered not. For the Honorable colleague to say that I exist because of the NRM, it is shameful, it is problematic, it makes me apoplectic. Honorable Speaker, are we soon going to begin to thank the NRM for the rising of the sun? That we should also thank them for the oxygen that we breathe. Honorable Speaker, I think my colleague needs to withdraw that very problematic statement that I exist because of the NRM. I hope that he will be smart enough to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I didn't get it that way. Yes. No. I'm meaning what Honorable Kangwaje said is really not what Honorable Joel. Listen. What the Honorable Joel said. The only thing I got from what Honorable Joel said was if it wasn't from 7, he wouldn't have a name. Because he's named after Yoweri. I don't know if that one I also got it wrong. No. You said you were named after Yoweri. Okay. No, Honorable Joel has said even without without Yoweri Museveni, the president, he would have a name. Okay? I had thought he wouldn't have a name, at least a Christian name. But Honorable Kangwaje, really.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker.
For the comfort of a member.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The member is saying you are claiming his only arrived because of NRM, and for him he knows even without NRM he would be arrived.
I concur with you, Right Honorable Speaker, and I withdraw. But I wanted him also to get me well. On
but don't withdraw his name, Joel.
Of course I cannot do that. Right Honorable Speaker, to emphasize on my point, it is very, very, very clear, and it is well known in this world, that Uganda is peaceful. It is peaceful to an extent that we have gone ahead and exported peace to our neighboring countries. It is well recorded and well registered. You know that your sons and daughters are in very many countries exporting peace, and they have tried so hard to make sure that other countries are at peace. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to inform this August House that it is only and only in this country, and it is only and only NRM as government, that has managed to take money to Mwananchi on the ground. You know the money we have given the people on the ground in the program of PDM, Party Development Model Program. Right Honorable Speaker, you can hardly find it anywhere. If there is any person who wants to maybe to challenge me on that, I think we are able to discuss. But it is only and only this government, through this parliament, where we found that it is clear for us to make sure that each and every person in this country should be in the money economy. And we did it. So that attribute itself should go back to NRM as an achievement. Sadly, Right Honorable Speaker, it is quite hard. But for us as Banyankore, we have a saying that for those ones who do not want to know the power, the influence, and the sacrifices of their parents, they are the very ones to say that it has happened or occurred because I know it. Let me tell you, it is only and only those people, your brothers and sisters, who woke up one morning and said, enough is enough, let's go and bring peace to Ugandans. And they did it. It is hard for us to sit here and say, no, government has not done anything. It is quite important for us to continue celebrating this and to continue telling Ugandans that the government has done a lot. Take an example of Ssenyonyi, Right Honorable Speaker. In Ssenyonyi, we used not to have water. But as I talk today, we have seen water in Ssenyonyi. We used not to have access roads. We used not have even a single tarmac road. We used not even have peace, but we have gotten them because of NRM.
Right Honorable Speaker, we cannot talk about slaughterhouses without talking about the inputs and outputs. The way these animals are transported is terrible. And this has a negative effect on the welfare, to begin with, of the animal, but also the quality of meat. So it's important that we think about that. We need the proper guidelines on transportation of livestock. But also we need to sensitize the transporters, because some of them are ignorant. One time I stopped them and told them to remove some of the cows when I was still a mayor. And they were so ignorant. They started abusing me. Not until I called the police and they were told to remove all the animals from the car. Then I wanted to know whether we have a legal framework for the pig slaughterhouses. If we don't, then we need perhaps to formulate one and also enforce it. Then the other one is on the standards. We have UNBS that is in charge of enforcing standards. We don't know whether it does its role. Those are the few areas that I want the committee to handle.
Thank you, Narima. Then Mbari.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we handle this matter, we should look at the different categories of problems involved, much as we are now looking at the end supply of the matter of slaughterhouses and abattoirs. When you look at the committee findings, first of all, the information I wanted to bring out, that as someone who has been in local government for over 15 years before I could come here, it already represents what even the sub-counties are going through, what the town councils are going through. But I wanted to bring to the fact that as we recommend that the local governments should be able to supervise or inspect daily, it's not possible when we don't have any veterinary services, or when we don't have veterinary extension workers in these local governments. Ministry of Finance cannot get funds to ensure that these people are there. At least in our public service and local government committee, we've found out several times the fact that we don't have staff to do for us this inspection. We shall continue saying this. And also, Right Honorable Speaker, some time back we talked about the matter of ensuring that at least utilities their funds should be conditioned as they are sent to local governments. It gets back here that if we don't have water, running water, that is supposed to be provided for a given abattoir, and yet that abattoir is a government facility, it's problematic. And that reflects at times why even hospitals, why even an area like Mulago can have no electricity and can have no water. So it's high time we looked further into these matters and said, where are the critical problems? And we answered it. I thank you.
Kono Masaba, then Honorable Cooper.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Before I do comment on the report, I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for your recent visit to Mbale City, the industrial park, and it's been a few weeks since your visit, and I can confirm that there has been progress of your visit, because the welfare of most of our people working there has slightly improved, and one of the bridges that connects the community to the industrial park, I can confirm that it was constructed. The Chinese have constructed it. And the community now has access to the park, mainly the employees who are working around the industrial park. So thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. About the report, I want to thank the chairperson and the entire committee for the very good report. But one of the issues that you've noted concerns the land being prone to land grabbers, specifically in Mbale City. When you look at the land in Mbale, it's not fenced, they do not have a title. And I expected one of your recommendations is maybe for government to fast track, government to find ways of titling and fencing off this land, protecting it from the land grabbers. So I think this should be one of the key things, because when you look at one of the pictures, you've actually shown one of the dogs killed a goat, and if our people are not good, were not good, then probably they would have sold that meat to us, to the people. So once we fence off this facility, it will prevent such scenarios, such circumstances, where even dogs have access to the slaughterhouse, which is quite dangerous to the community. Secondly, it concerns the electricity that was cut off, mainly in Mbale. I think we need to come up with a permanent solution. When you look at most of the government facilities, even the central markets and other facilities, they are facing challenges to do with electricity. Now that Umeme is being taken over, in conclusion, now that Umeme is taking over, I think government needs to come up with a proper plan on how to subsidize mainly electricity and water now for most of these facilities to enable them continue running effectively. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Colleagues, Honorable Masaba and its colleagues from Bugisu hosted me. Honorable Wanda Richard here, the chairman Bugisu Parliamentary Forum. They hosted me for 2 days in Mbari, and we did great work where we went beyond my duty as a deputy speaker, but engaged the proprietors of Mbari Industrial Park, and we had a lot of problems. And I think by the time we left, we had resolved like 90%. We found the community where I think the workers were using around 4,000 on transport. 4,000? Nearly 4,000 every day on transport from the park, from their homes to the park and back. And yet, these people could construct a small bridge and a gate that could connect only 400 meters to the city. It had been a bone of contention. So we managed to engage with the proprietor, and like he has said, now it has been constructed. I received many messages from the young people in Mbari. They also wanted a showroom because the products are manufactured in Mbari, but the people come to buy them in Kampala. And Mr. Zhang has briefed me, he's going to put up, I think they've already started. It's under construction. He's going to put up a showroom for all products to have a showroom in Mbari so that the community can benefit. The other issue was the youth wanted to have a workshop. Let's say you have brought all these investors, but us young people who have our own small businesses, but we don't have anyone to help. And when we engaged with him, he agreed to build for them a workshop on 1 acre, equip it for free, and they just use it. and also on the facilitation. Yes?
Thank you, Right Honorable. On the issue of the skilling center, I want to confirm it's almost complete as well, because he has been very fast. It's about 1,000 square acre to teach the youth to the practical skills and all that, and they promise to equip. Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Thank you. So Honorable colleagues, you can say, as long as you're not going to bring me meat from the abattoir, you can host me in your areas, and we discuss. But where we are able to intervene, we go in and we intervene as using our positions for the betterment of our community. And I want to thank you, MPs from Bugisu. It was a great 2 days in Bugisu. Thank you, Chairman of Bugisu Parliamentary Forum. Yes, Honorable Cooper.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the wonderful work that you did there. Right Honorable Speaker, listening to the chairman read the report, I kept wondering whether we have abattoirs in Uganda or we just have slaughterhouses or slaughter slabs. Honorable Speaker, it's a big problem. But I just want to hear from the chairman and the committee, because following from Dr. Isamat's issue and Honorable Skongoro about the stamps, I was wondering, because I have not heard anywhere where they have disposed carcass, if you ever found how many from Kampala, from Mbarara, how many in a year were disposed? How many carcasses were disposed? Because definitely they should have been able, people to have been able to detect some animals with problems which are sick. Do you have that record? Two, I don't know of any slaughterhouse in Uganda that has the slaughter machines, because you always see people just struggle with the animals, put them down, and slaughter. Do we have slaughter machines in any of these abattoirs here? I also want to find out whether you ever visited because we are trying to benchmark. Maybe the only place could be quality cuts. I don't know whether you visited quality cuts here to really find out whether there's anything to learn from them, or it's just a name. But also the other thing is, talking about public health, the places where they sell this meat, just within Kampala here. Right Honorable Speaker, when you hosted the Speaker's Conference here, we took a team to Equator Crossing. So as we're getting back, but because of the jam in Chengera, we decided Kasanje Road to get to Entebbe Road and get, my Lord, via Nakauka. They were shocked at the way our meat is being displayed. There's too much dust on that road, and there was all meat. Say, you mean is this the meat we are eating in Uganda? How can this be? So can this local government help us to deal with how this type of meat? Because it's not been about money, but they can be very strict on how the meat is displayed, where they can be selling them. And not any person should be able to sell meat. Like Doctor said, they should be tested to know whether they are healthy enough to handle the meat. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, to local government, what has taken you all this long to amend these laws of 1943, 1953, which are still in our shelves? I think we should be able to do this, should have been able to do this by yesterday. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you and thank the committee for getting, but there is a law that is to be done. Thank you.
Now, Honorable colleagues, I have this only request, which is very direct, that we must handle. And I'm saying we are all agreeing. We are not disagreeing with the committee. In fact, we are not even debating. We are only emphasizing what the committee has brought. So really, I request you that we conclude this so that we handle this critical item. I think I should start with the ministers before. Minister for Health, then Minister for Local Government. These abattoirs fall under local government.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Indeed, the issue cuts across about 3 or 4 ministries: MAIF, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, and Ministry of Local Government. You will recall, Right Honorable Speaker, that recently we had issues, I think it was last year with Kenya, over aflatoxins in our food. We really need our extension workers to be reaching out to the communities and telling them, teaching them post-harvest handling. But in this matter, I also want to emphasize that I've been to butchers, like you pass by a butcher and there's too many flies. It's not only where they slaughter from, but even where they are selling from. And I didn't see this one coming out. You pass at a butcher and a swarm of flies are around the meat you are going to buy. So clearly we need to work together with local governments and MAIF, because even the Public Health Act, the Public Health Law, states that these animals should be slaughtered in very clean environments. But also the way they are transported. I want to agree with my Honorable Balimwezo that even the way they are transported is insane. These animals have rights, by the way. I saw one veterinary officer, I think he had a gun and pulled it at people who were transporting cows, tying their horns and legs are out, and they were really suffering. We need also to talk to transporters. It's an issue that cuts across. This one now we go to Works, Ministry of Works. They are in charge of transport. Somebody should not take cows just like that.